again, pretty quiet skies and turning out to be a fairly nice afternoon here in Vestal, New York. There's Bossert working that one back, and we are underway. Ross works it over to the far side for Vermont, picked up there by Tessa Weiss. Weiss, junior forward from Brooklyn, New York. Ross sends this one near side. Garofalo gets it to Marsteller. Works this one ahead. Victoria McKnight sends it, looking for Paige Luke. Luke marked up by Bridget Kennedy. Luke, impressive freshman for this Binghamton squad. Sends that in front, knocked away, back to Luke, but chipped off her foot. Jill Brody with it, and she plays it out. Allison Falvo set to throw in for Binghamton. Knocked down by Ross. There's Kennedy. Tipped by Brody. And Ross works it to midfield. Bossert marked up by Garofalo. Neil Bhattacharjee, Binghamton head coach, talking to us about the challenge of trying to slow down Kate Bossert here this afternoon. She's a special attacking talent. The center backs, Garofalo and Brooke Herber. We saw Garofalo mark up Bossert just a moment ago. We'll have to certainly pay extra attention to her. This is Maddie Cronin on the free kick for Vermont. Garofalo elevating for Binghamton. Didn't get much of a piece. Calling, though, able to send this one. Actually, that was Herber, pardon me. Got that to the near side for Binghamton. Bridget Kennedy. Back line, Frances O'Donnell for Vermont. Intercepted, Vagoda. Again, that powerful leg gets it to the back line of the Catamounts. Tessa Weiss carries ahead for Vermont. Plays it down the far sideline. Calling, giving chase for Binghamton, able to take it away. Here's Herber. Bounces out of play, and Frances O'Donnell set to throw in. There's a look at Brooke Herber. Again, she and Garofalo, the duo tasked with trying to slow down this Vermont attack. Again, it is Bossert who certainly, thanks to those 9 goals, gets a lot of attention, but Bailey Ayre has 3, as does Lauren DeGroot. Fiona Doherty, Frances O'Donnell, Alyssa Oviedo all chipping in with a pair of goals apiece. So it's certainly not a one-person attack for this Catamounts team. Kennedy throws in. Jill Brody trying to get through traffic, can't do it. Olivia McKnight with it for Binghamton. She finds a pair of Catamounts, including Bossert. McKnight to Garofalo, to her keeper, Caitlin Williams. Herber back to Williams. One touches this to the far side. Vagoda couldn't make a play on it, so here's Tessa Weiss with it for the Catamounts. Weiss left foot into that one. Knocked around, back to Lainey Ross, who works it to Weiss. Now Fiona Doherty. Talked about her 2 goals on the season. Dishes off to Ross. Luke for Binghamton, helping to bump that ahead to midfield. Jill Brody with it. Vermont has certainly carried play here in the early going. About 4 minutes in. Ross, some room at midfield. Ross continues to carry. Sends it to the near side, Jill Brody. Cutting to the box, sends it in front, bounces wide of Caitlin Williams. Bridget Kennedy goes to the corner.
Defenseman Bridget Kennedy, number 3.
Elevating is Garofalo to get it in the air for Binghamton. And now it is Clark who plays it ahead for the Bearcats. Clark may have been able to push off a bit on the Vermont player to get some space to send that one ahead. But good job defensively handling that set piece by Vermont. Will go to touch, but out of play. So Catamounts with it. Francis O'Donnell, graduate midfielder from Kenwood, California, sends it in. Maddie Cronin plays it ahead. Williams catches up to it just ahead of Tessa Weiss. Again, Vermont with control. Binghamton still looking to put something together offensively. And here's Weiss for Vermont. Weiss puts a charge into that one wide. And Weiss with a goal this season. As a sophomore last year, without a point in 11 games. At midfield, Victoria McKnight try to get a piece for Binghamton. Goes to the back line for the Catamounts. Picked up there by O'Donnell. Kennedy. Garofalo heads it back to midfield. Lainey Ross ahead to Karen Wallace. Wallace had, back in her freshman season, a game-winning goal against the Bearcats in 2019. Pair of goals last season, one this season. Here's Jill Brody rolling that to net. Stopped by Williams. Caitlin Williams, 13 games played coming into today, a 1.24 goals against, 778 save percentage. It's a good goalkeeping matchup. At the other end, Erin Murphy, second in America East in save percentage. Right now, though, it is Vermont trying to test out Williams. This one in the air, and Williams comes down with it. Deflected in the air, the initial chance put on by Bailey Ayer. Last season, Ayer had 4 shots, 3 on goal against Binghamton. Ross again with it to Brody. So the Bearcats' struggle for possession continues. Chipping it away just on cue. Paige Luke ahead. Trying to follow to the ball. She does. Luke. Victoria McKnight. Slides this one ahead. Olivia McKnight could not body up Fiona Doherty to try to get an angle on that ball. Bossert plays it to midfield. Here's Ayer. Slides it to Weiss, returning it to Ayer, but stepping in Herber for Binghamton. Chips it ahead to Vagoda. Marsteller. Neil Bhattacharjee telling us it'll be up to Marsteller and Emma Calling, center backs, to really spray the ball around, get Binghamton into some position to start up offensively. Vagoda sends this one ahead, racing to it. Olivia McKnight instead, though, bounces to Erin Murphy. Look at Lexi Vagoda, 4 goals this season. She's been a weapon on penalty kicks and set pieces for the Bearcats. Lainey Ross, her pass, intercepted by Garofalo. Chips it, looking for Luke. Falvo, and that one deflected by Karen Wallace. Not once, but twice. Falvo the throw. Lainey Ross steps in. Once again, it is Karen Wallace getting it out to the sideline. This time, though, went off a Binghamton player, so that allows Bridget Kennedy to throw it in. Back to Murphy. In the air, calling for Binghamton, gets a piece with the head. Now a second. Luke trying to get by Kennedy. Luke in a foot race. And stepping in, nice job, Maddie Cronin, able to chip it away for Vermont. Here's Weiss, met by Vagoda. Turns it the other way, Lauren Clark with it. Clark. Victoria McKnight. Question is, whose foot did it go off of, McKnight's or Bridget Kennedy? And it will be Vermont possession. A look at Victoria McKnight, leading Binghamton with 25 shots. A couple of assists on the season as well. Doherty works it to midfield. Marsteller takes it away ahead to Olivia McKnight. Victoria McKnight, one touch, looking for Luke. He gets by her, goes out of play. That will allow Bridget Kennedy to throw in. Olivia McKnight, the reigning America East Midfielder of the Year. First Bearcat to win that award. Falvo to Marsteller. That ball finds Luke. Over to Olivia McKnight off the back of her foot, trying to recover. Nice job to get by Ross. Cannot do the same, though, with Kennedy. And here's Bossert. Fiona Doherty plays this ahead. It gets by Vagoda for Binghamton. That allows Weiss to take a run at it, but could not keep it in play. Binghamton with control. Tessa Weiss active here in the early going for Vermont. Maddie Cronin gets there ahead of Victoria McKnight. Murphy sends it down the far sideline. It stays in play. That allows Herber to play it to her keeper, Caitlin Williams. The slide, and not enough, though, to take it away from Lainey Ross. Bosser trying to make a move in the box. Couldn't do it. Chip back, though. Bailey Ayer sends it ahead. Here's Weiss. Tough angle. Vagoda with the slide. Knocks it to the far sideline. It should stay in play. Ayer with it. Weiss across. Bossert redirects that one wide. Caitlin Williams. There's a look at Bossert. 9 goals in 13 games this season. Had 6 last season. Williams gets it to midfield. Binghamton with... Nope, it's going to be Vermont possession. Maddie Cronin goes to the ball for the Catamounts. Cronin sends it. Knocked away by Victoria McKnight. Clark. Play continues as Clark was looking for a whistle, won't get one. Vermont with it. Doherty coming through midfield. Doherty. And Victoria McKnight turns it the other way. Bridget Kennedy racing, as is Clark, and Murphy gets it by Clark. Falvo tried to sell that one. That It was Brody who was last to touch, but officials rule Vermont ball. That will give Bridget Kennedy the throw. Brody back to Kennedy. Bossert met by Garofalo. Might not be much sun out today, but I'd imagine that Garofalo is going to be Bossert's shadow here this afternoon. Alvo turns it back to her keeper Williams. Calling between a pair of catamounts. Goes to Herber. Herber hands off to Vagoda. Air drives her out of play. Hitter by Cronin, takes it away from Clark, but Binghamton with possession. Vagoda to throw once again. Vagoda mentioned her 4 goals this season, matches her total from last season. Without a goal her first 2 years here in Binghamton. Garofalo chips it away from Bossert, but picked up by Doherty. Plays this one ahead. Weiss. One-on-one with Herber. Weiss trying to turn the corner, sends it near the cage, hits the side of the net. So Weiss again has been using her speed, and this chance will set up a corner for Vermont. So Kennedy to send in the corner. Knocked around near the box, or in the box I should say, and near Williams, who comes out to grab it for Binghamton. Marsteller back to Herber. Bossert and Garofalo. Garofalo wins that battle. O'Donnell again sending it. Bossert got a piece. Can't do much with it though. Falvo chases it down for Binghamton. Williams one touch out of play. Did not like what her options were, so bought some time as Vermont will set up the corner. Caitlin Williams,
Corner kick, Vermont, taking the kick for Vermont.
a few weeks ago, winning America East Defensive Player of the Week. Part of a stretch that's really helped propel Binghamton. Williams jumping, punches it out of the air, gets it out of danger. Here O'Donnell sends it over to the far side. Clark. McKnight back to Herber, works it to Williams. Gets it above the head of the leaping Jill Brody. Victoria McKnight steers it back to Garofalo. Good job by Maddie Cronin, helping to turn it the other way. Kennedy sends the bouncer to Bossert, tries to turn past Garofalo. She does, but on Bossert quickly is Herber. And that's going to be the recipe today. Garofalo and Herber trying to contain Bossert.
Corner kick, Vermont, taking the kick is number 12.
Jill Brody on the corner for Vermont. It gets past Weiss. Ross with it. Near side. Brody. Marsteller on the defense, able to send that one out. Throw coming for Air. Air just keeps it in play. Or did she? It goes out. So Binghamton making some nice plays defensively. The Bearcats, I'm sure, though, would like to have to make fewer of those plays. Looking for some possession. McKnight ahead to Luke. Luke in a foot race along with Maddie Cronin. Luke off the foot of Cronin, out of play. Look at Paige Luke again, the 3 goals on the season. Freshman from Ilion, New York, making an immediate impact in this Bearcat lineup. Victoria McKnight, met by the left foot of Lainey Ross. Knocks it loose. Marsteller got a piece for the Bearcats, but Bossard sends it past Vagoda. This will allow Weiss to make a run to the ball. Tessa Weiss some room on the far side. Weiss, one-on-one with the Vagoda, puts it on net. The stop by Williams. Second shot on goal for Vermont this afternoon. Vermont 6 shots, 2 on goal. Binghamton has yet to have a shot of any kind this afternoon. Considering the possession disparity, the Bearcats fortunate to be in a scoreless tie at this point. Doherty got a piece for Vermont. Good touch back to Olivia McKnight. Victoria McKnight is on the near side. She gets it. One-on-one with Kennedy. Back to Olivia McKnight. Trying to feed that one to Luke. Here's Marsteller ahead to Victoria McKnight. Looking for an angle. Victoria McKnight gets that one on cage. And sliding ahead for the stop is Erin Murphy. So Victoria McKnight, shot number 26 on the season for her. That leads Binghamton. Here's Vagoda trying to fight through a double team. Hits the turf, and that'll be Vermont ball. I think the official's going to rule that Vagoda maybe pulled down or tried to pull down a Vermont player, but she was facing the double team. Look at their left arm. Nope, it wasn't it at all. Actually, it was, they're going to say the trip instead. Tessa Weiss down on the turf, so it's Vermont with possession. Kennedy works that one ahead to Jill Brody. Calling. Brody takes it away. Calling this time does connect with a teammate, Victoria McKnight. Murphy tracks it down. Murphy last season allowed 1 goal or fewer 9 times in 15 games. This could be a chance here. Clark and Luke. Chip back to Vagoda. Plays it for Olivia McKnight. Back to Vagoda. That's her spot. Sends it across. Off the head of Jill Brody. And Brody staying with it in the corner. Knocks it out of play. So first corner of the afternoon for Binghamton. There's a look at Jill Brody, senior forward from West Lynn, Oregon. Actually not a corner, a throw from the corner for Binghamton. Bossert, one touch. Good job to get that one to Wallace, some room to work. Wallace sends it across. Vagoda, that allowed Vagoda to step in and take it away. So Wallace had a chance to set up a one-on-one with Herber. Threw it into some traffic and resulted in this ball rolling to Erin Murphy. Marsteller racing to it for Binghamton. Does send it to the back line for Vermont, but Cronin there to work it back to midfield. Calling sends it to Herber, and Herber steers it to Williams. Under 20 to go here in the first. In terms of possession and chances, all Vermont, but as you can see, we are scoreless. Garofalo cutting to it is Clark, and she gets possession for Binghamton. Victoria McKnight sends it for Luke. Here's Olivia McKnight. Olivia McKnight puts on the chance, and it's in! Goal for Binghamton. First shot on net. Gets the goal for the Bearcats. Vermont has dominated the chances to this point, but it only took one for Binghamton to get the Bearcats on the board. That one comes free nicely by Luke to Olivia McKnight. For McKnight, her second goal of the season. So McKnight with the goal. Reigning America East Midfielder of the Year, helping to reverse the fortunes of her team in this game. Vermont had to feel good about its control, its possession. Had to figure if that kept up, the gates would open at some point, but instead Binghamton using its one shot on goal and made it count. 1-0 Bearcats. Good run here as this one goes wide of Williams. Have our first substitutions. For Binghamton, it's Samaya Reed. Again, 2 goals off the bench in the last 3 games for the Bearcats. She will come in for Victoria McKnight. Meanwhile, for Vermont, Tori Snyder and Emma Warren coming in. There's a look at Samaya Reed. Marie, a goal in her freshman season last year. Played her high school soccer at South Floral Park High School in New York. And 98 career goals in her high school career. Touching for the first time, Emma Warren for Vermont. Matched up with Falvo. Lenny Ross plays it ahead. Bossert, Garofalo on her. This is the key matchup today. Garofalo gets a piece. Bossert works it back up top for Ross. This will make its way through. Williams gobbles it up. Ross got the header on it. Bouncing to Warren. Ross gets it back to Warren. Falvo turns to make the block, but here's Ross. Doherty over the far side. Shot bouncing wide. Well, trying to get one back for Vermont. Jill Brody. Marsteller takes it from Williams, ahead to Herbert. Lauren Clark works it back to Williams. Olivia McKnight trying to keep it in play. She does, just ahead of Ross. Or check that, that was O'Donnell on her. Now here's Marsteller for Binghamton. Falvo calling for it. Falvo racing to it. Falvo and Snyder. Falvo chips it near the cage, coming on Murphy. It was Falvo and Samaya Reed who were trying to make a play on that for Binghamton. Murphy saw the numbers and came out herself. Falvo, a goal last season. Member of the America East All-Rookie team. Luke after it, gets a head on it. Taken though by Fiona Doherty. Doherty trying to weave her way past Reed and Luke. Gets some help from Ross. Sent it to Cronin, works to the far side for O'Donnell. Paige Luke, her first assist of the season. Actually, we'll have to double check that scoring for you. Does have the 3 goals coming into this game. It is Olivia McKnight with a lone goal in this one. Fagoda had to hesitate as Ayer was up on her. Now Ayer has to back off as Fagoda gets a chance to send it. Again, this is where she thrives. Calling gets this one back to Marsteller. Far corner, trying to direct it to Falvo. Emma Warren steps in. Here's Marsteller again, this time met by Wallace. Marsteller to Olivia McKnight. Threads the needle and offsides. Calling. Or check that was Clark.
Please change one of the assists from number 22nd, 6 Lauren Clark, to number 29.
And we just had a scoring change announced. It is indeed Paige Luke who got the assist on the Olivia McKnight goal. So the freshman's first of the season. Speaking of Olivia McKnight, here is Olivia McKnight coming on, looking for her second goal of the game. Cuts it in front. Samaya Reed settles, shoots, and it's a goal! Reed with her 3rd goal in the last 4 games, all coming off the bench. This one gives Binghamton a 2-0 lead. The spark plug fires again. Samaya Reed, 3rd of the season. Again, all in her last 4 games. It's Olivia McKnight who had the goal earlier. She'll pick up an assist here. Tori Snyder on her for Vermont, but great job by McKnight to find Reed. And she hasn't missed much as of late. Lauren DeGroot playing it for Vermont. DeGroot sends it across. Garofalo was there for the Bearcats. Couldn't get a head on it. Instead, it makes its way near the cage. So Lauren Williams comes out to play it.
Goal was scored by number 25, Samaya Reed. And assist number 3, Olivia McKnight. That's number 25, Reed from 3, McKnight.
So McKnight a goal and Olivia McKnight a goal and an assist this afternoon. 2 goals, 5 assists on the season for 9 points. Davia Rossi comes in, and she's on the throw for Binghamton. Headed away by Snyder.
Into the Catamount Vermont's lineup is number 22, Lauren DeCrow, replacing number 9, Kate Boser.
Binghamton coming in 1 point better than Maine atop the America East standings. Maine right now a 1-0 lead at home against Bryant in the first half. Marsteller. Rossi on the run on the near side, and that's where Marsteller goes. A couple more substitutions coming on for Binghamton. Hannah Kinich comes on, as does Molly McClellan. Paige Luke goes off. And Lauren Clark is off as well. Vagoda sends this one ahead. And that was Kinich trying to come in, but put a little too much on that one. Couldn't play it to herself there, so Hannah Kinich still looking for her first of the season. Had 3 last season. Here's Olivia McKnight off the turnover. McKnight sends it back. Marsteller over to Rossi. Across. McClellan giving chase, but O'Donnell doing the same for Vermont. She gets there. Got 10 minutes to go here in the first half. A 2-0 Binghamton lead. Calling able to poke that between the legs of Bailey Eyre. Marsteller to Reed, 1 touch. Back to Rossi. Nice move by Rossi to get by Warren. Trying to create some room. Warren pushes Rossi off the ball. Eyre chips it ahead. Binghamton has had 2 shots, both on goal, and 2 goals. Vermont has had 9 shots, 3 on goal, and no goals. So 2-0 Bearcats making the most of their opportunities. They have not come in bunches here, the opportunities for Binghamton, but Kinich try to play that for Binghamton. Maddie Cronin had other ideas. Rossi throws it in. Kinich. Snyder took the angle away for Vermont. O'Donnell sends it ahead. Herber steps in for Binghamton. Marsteller getting a piece for the Bearcats, but Eyre steers that one to Lainey Ross. Ross to the near side. Emma Warren can't do much with that one. There's Rossi on the throw. Olivia McKnight couldn't get by a double team. Garofalo, though, sends that to midfield. Here's Samaya Reed trying to make a play on it. Chipped away by Frances O'Donnell. Gets it to Cronin. Plays it ahead. Warren to it for Vermont. Across. That one blocked by Garofalo. DeGroot tried to get her 4th of the season. DeGroot again, this time tips it back. And Remington can't get it on net for Vermont. DeGroot again. Back to Warren. Williams able to handle that one. Kaylin Williams stopped everything she's needed to here this afternoon. That's kind of the name of her game. She'll make the saves she should and then come up with one or two each game that proved to be the difference for Binghamton. Doherty and McClellan battling for that one. McClellan gets it ahead to Vagoda. Bouncing and picked up by Aaron Murphy. That one went off the head of Garofalo and of Lauren DeGroot. Snyder throws for Vermont. Catamounts looking to be rewarded for all of their chances here in the first half with a goal before the half is out. Murphy steps up to play it. Calling with the header for Binghamton. McClellan chips it looking for Olivia McKnight. Didn't quite have the angle on it. Instead, Ross to Warren. Rossi off of the leg of Warren, so Rossi gets to throw it in for Binghamton. Ross to Snyder, up to DeGroot. Calling, sends it to Williams, who was going the other way. Changes direction, makes a play on it. Looking for Herber. The slide, though, knocks it free. Here's DeGroot. DeGroot puts on the shot. There's a slide by Williams to make the stop. Herber gets it out of danger for Binghamton. Vagoda, stutter step to work by Doherty, and now it goes out of play. Doherty chips this one ahead. Vagoda takes it away for Binghamton. Marsteller bumped by DeGroot, gets it back to Garofalo. And she'll return it to Williams. Samaya Reed for Binghamton. Back to Olivia McKnight. Those are your two goal scorers this afternoon. Here's Knich racing to it. Knich deflected and onto the feet of Ross. Tori Snyder trying to keep that one away from Reed, who was in good position in front. Ross with it for Vermont. The sky's opening once again. Rain coming down here in Vestal. Francis O'Donnell sends it ahead. DeGroot and Garofalo meet. Garofalo heads it. Vagoda gets it to midfield. Maddie Cronin jumping up, follows, plays it ahead. Brody looking for her fellow Oregon native DeGroot in front, couldn't connect. Here's Snyder, also from Oregon, from Portland, puts it on net, and the stop by Williams. There's a look at Portland native, Tori Snyder. Calling for Binghamton, able to pick it free. It's a pretty good ball for Knich, but Murphy steps up. would have been offside anyway. So offsides against Binghamton, and it's going to be Cronin to send it ahead for Vermont. DeGroot heading it for the Catamounts. Here's Brody. Met by Vagoda. Brody, a chance to play it once again. This time puts it on net, punched above the cage by Caitlin Williams. Approaching a minute and a half left to go here in the first. If you look at everything but the score, you'd see just how well Vermont has played for the most part here in the first half. Shots 11-2 in favor of Vermont. Shots on goal 5-2. Corners 4-0. Again, all in favor of the Catamounts, but it's 2-0. Binghamton with the lead. Scoring on both of their shots on goal, Olivia McKnight and Samaya Reed. A minute to go here in the first half. Doherty plays it to the far side. Vagoda lets it go. Cronin throws it. And she shouldn't have, because it's Binghamton possession. Kinich met quickly by O'Donnell, the second member of the double team, and Vagoda will throw it in. 18 seconds left. Reed matched up with O'Donnell. Vagoda chips it loose. Here's Reed getting by O'Donnell. Slides it ahead looking for Kinich, and this will do it for the first half. So the goals by Olivia McKnight and Samaya Reed, the difference in the first despite. Herbert, one touch to the Vermont senior midfielder Lainey Ross. See the sun coming out here at the Bearcats Sports Complex. Lexi Vagoda for Binghamton chips that one ahead. Victoria McKnight back to Vagoda. Emma Calling to her back line for Garofalo. Lauren Clark had it for a moment for Binghamton. Now here is Jill Brody for Vermont. Works it to Ross. That one dribbles through the midfield. Garofalo with Bossert tracking her. Gets it to Williams, who sends this one ahead, but not too far. Air was close to it. Marsteller, nice job for Binghamton to cut in front of her. Gets to Garofalo. Over to Marsteller. Here's Weiss with it. Weiss sends it in front, and Bossert unable to get a foot on that one. Williams dives to make the stop. Marsteller redirected it to her keeper. That's as close as Bossert has gotten here to adding to her total of 9 goals on the season. Victoria McKnight back to Herbert. Wallace gets it by Vagoda to the corner, slows down a bit for Weiss. Bossert got that leg up high, may have caught Garofalo a bit. Williams comes out to pick up the ball. Olivia McKnight getting a piece for Binghamton, trying to take it away from Kennedy. Marsteller returns it to her back line for Herbert. Marsteller to Garofalo. Knocked down by Ross. Binghamton with possession. Falbo the throw. Luke had that on her head, spinning around just a bit. Cronin trying to take it away. She does, works it to O'Donnell. Sends this one out of play. A fan not expecting that ball coming to the stands. Able to duck out of the way at the last moment. Vagoda chips this one ahead, but O'Donnell is there to turn it to the near side. Victoria McKnight hits the turf along with Weiss. Vagoda. Doherty picks her pocket. Ahead to Bossert. Chips this one to the near side, but out of the reach of Tessa Weiss. Weiss to Doherty. O'Donnell gets this one down the near side. Bossert trying to get a step on Herber. And Herber knocks it out of play. Herber against Bossert. Bossert gets it by Herber, but Colling is there to steer it to Vagoda. And she sends this one up, but not quite out. Ross bodies it down. It's in the air. Wallace and Herber sends it out of play. Wallace got that left leg caught behind her as she's slow in getting up. And she'll have a moment here. It's like she landed awkwardly on the turf. And we're good to go. Marsteller on it, takes it away from Air. Up to Luke, but O'Donnell intercepts the pass. Vagoda does the same, gets it near midfield. Ross heads it down. Bossert over to Weiss. Weiss can't get it by Vagoda, but does get the ball back. Puts this one near the net. Deflected, though. Colling getting a piece, trying to keep it in play, and she can't do it.
Corner kick. Catamounts taking the corner is number 3.
So the freshman Bridget Kennedy sets up the corner, 5th corner of the afternoon for Vermont. Colling heads it up and out of play. Emma Colling will stay put as Binghamton will have to defend a corner from the other side.
Corner kick for Vermont, number 12, Jill Brody.
Jill Brody will send this one. Williams punches that one away.
Corner kick, Catamounts.
So third straight corner coming up as Bridget Kennedy
Number 3.
sends it over. Line drive headed by Herber. Still loose in front. Bossert trying to settle in traffic. Knocked off the foot of Clark. And the slide by Victoria McKnight, but Air keeps it alive for Vermont. Olivia McKnight gets it away. O'Donnell. Williams takes it. Herber, or check that, that was Clark, had bodied Bossert away from the ball. Actually, it was Marsteller, pardon me, Alex Marsteller. Marsteller giving up some size there, the 5'2" Marsteller, giving it all she could to body up the 5'11" Bossert from advancing to the ball. Colling gets it to Garofalo. Cronin steers it to her keeper, Murphy. Falvo makes her way down for Binghamton. Falvo gets by Brody, but the block by O'Donnell. Bossert and Garofalo on the far sideline. Garofalo to the turf. Bossert, some space, at least for the moment. Plays this one ahead. Calling, steers it to Herbert. And now Williams plays this one out of play. That might have gotten caught up in the wind. It's a breeze, pretty stiff breeze blowing in that direction toward the stands. Look at Garofalo, who's had her hands full with that young lady, number 9. Kate Bossert. Ross ahead to Weiss. Vagoda takes it away. This second half shaping up much like the first half began, which is Vermont dominating possession, but not seeing any goals as a result. Now Victoria McKnight trying to tilt the field for Binghamton. Sends it ahead for Luke. Cronin gets there first for Vermont, plays it ahead to Weiss. Or trying to, it heads out of play, and Vagoda will throw in for Binghamton. So a corner coming for Binghamton. Lexi Vagoda set to line it up.
Corner kick. Bearcats.
It's the first corner.
Binghamton is number 7. That's
Double checking that it is. It's been 7 corners for Vermont. This is the first for Binghamton. Still in the air. Garofalo giving it a go for Binghamton. Comes back up top. Victoria McKnight sends it wide. Substitution coming in, Lauren DeGroot for Vermont. And she'll come in for Bossert.
The Vermont lineup is number 22. That's Lauren DeGroot, replacing number 9, Kate Bossert.
Garofalo giving chase for Binghamton. And got there just ahead of DeGroot, but knocked it out of play. So DeGroot just off the bench, some fresh legs on, trying to make something happen for Vermont. The throw goes to Ayer. Now DeGroot and Garofalo matched up, or Falvo matched up, I should say. Ayer breaks free. Ayer turns, fires the stop by Caitlin Williams. 12th shot, 6th on net for Vermont. Herbert. Calling got a piece as it makes its way near the midfield before Doherty turns it the other way. Fiona Doherty. DeGroot leaps. Falvo chips it ahead. Here's Olivia McKnight to Luke at midfield. Ayer meets up with Olivia McKnight. Falvo comes in for a piece, but there's Brody trying to play it ahead for Vermont. Herbert to Calling. A bit of a late whistle on that contact. Weiss did make contact with Calling, but it took a few seconds before the whistle blew, and Binghamton will have it. Stepping in, Jill Brody. Brody giving herself some space. Brody continues the run. Sends it across. Leaping Vagoda for Binghamton. Gets it past the box. Doherty tries to return it. Now it goes to the feet of Ross. Vagoda on it once more for Binghamton. O'Donnell trying to keep it in play. Can't do it. So Alexi Vagoda doing the work defensively for Binghamton. Now on the throw. Luke off the left knee, and taking it away is Lainey Ross. Gets possession for Vermont.
Checking into the Catamounts lineup is number 21, Aubrey Bowe.
Aubrey Bowe is checked in for Vermont. For Wallace, and Bowe, native of Shenango Forks, New York. Played her high school soccer about 15 minutes north of here at Shenango Forks High School. Bailey Ayer across. Calling is there to play it cleanly. Falvo with the left foot. Falvo again. Out of play, who has possession? It will be Binghamton. Here's Calling. Vagoda settles shy of the sideline. However, this one gets past Herber, who recovers at least for the moment, but DeGroot has it. DeGroot over to Bowe. Bowe met by Victoria McKnight, and McKnight keeps on going. It's a foot race. Clark did not have the angle against Cronin, who steers it to Murphy. Weiss trying to advance. Vagoda takes it away. Here's Victoria McKnight to Luke. Luke stumbling, but maintains possession. Had some contact with O'Donnell. Olivia McKnight to Calling. Met by Bowe. Calling played her high school soccer at Maine Endwall. So probably some stack and Section 4 battles between Aubrey Bowe, a freshman for Vermont, and Emma Calling, a senior for Binghamton. DeGroot met by Herbert. Garofalo with DeGroot giving chase for Vermont. Lobbying for possession is DeGroot, and she'll win that battle. Here's Bowe. Doherty getting it to midfield, looking for O'Donnell. Has to take a roundabout way to get there. Herbert. It's Weiss who almost had a chance to come in. Herbert, nice recovery for Binghamton. Vagoda switching feet. Herbert to Vagoda. Vagoda gets this one by Weiss. Hits the turf after some contact. Weiss getting it to Ross, but just using sheer will is Paige Luke to take it away for Binghamton. Calling one touch to Vagoda. And this is a pretty long ball. It bounces by Olivia McKnight and Bridget Kennedy for Vermont as Erin Murphy steps in to take it. Ayer to the near side. O'Donnell up to Weiss. One touch nicely to Ross. Some room for Ross. Sends this one ahead. DeGroot giving chase. DeGroot 3 goals on the season. Sends this one back. Chipped up by Marsteller. Ross with it. Ahead leaping is DeGroot. So is Garofalo for Binghamton. And Williams will get a chance to track this one down. Picks it up right in front of Aubrey Bowe. Williams has done her job well here this afternoon. Some early pressure in the first half, a little bit more here in the second. Ross racing to it for Vermont, sends it out of play, however. And we'll have a couple of substitutions for Binghamton. Molly McClellan coming in for Victoria McKnight. And Samaya Reed checks in for Lauren Clark. Reed, a goal tonight. Reed's third of the season. Those 3 have come in the last 4 games. Reed one-on-one with O'Donnell. O'Donnell and Reed stay with it. And now it was Reed essentially tackled by Ross. And that went out, so Falvo will be able to throw in for Binghamton. Luke to Falvo, gets it in the air, and Murphy steps under it. Vagoda to Reed. Reed one-on-one with O'Donnell. Back to Vagoda. So as Ross came in to step up on Reed as well, Reed did a nice job to find the open player, but Catamounts coming the other way. It is Air, sends this one ahead for DeGroot. Garofalo will allow Caitlin Williams to take it. DeGroot racing to it, slides, got a piece, doesn't control Marsteller, sends it ahead for Olivia McKnight. Back to Marsteller. Now Garofalo on the back line for Binghamton. Bowe closest to her for Vermont as Garofalo sends it away at midfield. Ross for the Catamounts. Looking for DeGroot. Vagoda's in the way. Actually, that was not DeGroot. That was Brody racing to it. Marsteller turns it back to the midfield. Bumped down by Doherty. But Luke takes it away. Paige Luke, her first assist of the season earlier this afternoon. Paige Luke racing to it, as is Cronin. Cronin has it for Vermont. Warren plays it ahead. DeGroot with it, looking for some numbers, needs some help. DeGroot sends it across, but calling is there for Binghamton. Falvo with the left foot. Bouncing it to midfield. Ross gets there ahead of Reed. McClellan flips the head to steer that ball to midfield. Here's Vagoda. McClellan racing to it for Binghamton, but here's Luke now looking to settle. Good job defensively by Doherty. First on McClellan in there on Luke. Herbert to Vagoda. Ayer heads it and will play it. DeGroot to Bow. Bow spins, has some room, puts on the shot. Diving stop by Williams. So maybe the prettiest of the saves this afternoon for Caitlin Williams, as once again Vermont adding to its chances total. Now 13 shots, 7 on goal, but Williams with her 7th save of the afternoon. Leaping Doherty to head that one toward the Binghamton end for Vermont. Bearcats, though, will control. Falvo on the throw. We have some substitutions on the other side of the field as Kate Bossert comes back in for Vermont. And Davia Rossi comes in for Falvo. Bossert coming in for Bailey Ayer. Bow for Vermont. Sends it ahead. Garofalo giving chase, as is I should say Brody. Actually, that was Vagoda. So that was 0 for 2 on that one. Vagoda, though, sends it out of play. Now Brody throws it in. Here's Bossert. Herber's on her. Bossert fighting through, sends it in front. Calling intercepts for Binghamton. O'Donnell to midfield for Cronin. Kennedy works it to the box, chipped around, calling ahead for Marsteller. Samaya Reed back to Marsteller. Olivia McKnight met quickly by Brody. Gets it back to Vagoda, just under 20 to go in this one. Binghamton holding on to its 2-goal lead. Calling. Plays it ahead for Luke. McClellan has a step. Here's Miley McClellan. McClellan puts on the shot that will go wide. McClellan looking for her first goal of the season. Brody with Vagoda on her. Vagoda takes it away. Here's Olivia McKnight back to Vagoda. Samaya Reed looking to turn the corner on O'Donnell. Calling on the sideline, can't keep it in play. And as Bow played it for Vermont along the sideline, she'll just stay on the bench because Karen Wallace comes in. Bossert calling on her. Bridget Kennedy. Down the far sideline, hit it away by Marsteller. Kennedy gets it back, this time works it to Doherty. O'Donnell settles for Vermont. Samaya Reed coming quickly for Binghamton, so O'Donnell changes direction. Here's Cronin. Works that one ahead, and Marsteller steers it away. Reed back to Marsteller. Calling ahead for Olivia McKnight. Some room if she can keep it in play. She will. Olivia McKnight, a goal and an assist this afternoon. Gets by O'Donnell. McKnight sets up Reed. The shot goes wide. That connection worked before and came awfully close to working again. DeGroot steps up on it for the Catamounts. Gets it back to midfield. O'Donnell Vagoda sends it out of play. O'Donnell was looking for Brody coming down the near sideline. Here's Olivia McKnight back to Vagoda. Luke bodied up by Cronin, gets it back to Herber, who returns it to her keeper. Luke to Marsteller. Marsteller's been a bit of a safety valve here in the last few minutes for Binghamton. Here's Calling. Finds McKnight. Olivia McKnight. Plays it ahead for Reed, but it was the defender Cronin who had the angle, and that allowed her goalkeeper Erin Murphy to step in and pick it up. Vagoda works it to the Vermont back line. Ross to O'Donnell. Here's Calling getting a piece as it goes to the sideline. Substitutions are coming in for Binghamton. Hannah Mimas is in for Paige Luke. And Tessa Weiss is in for Emma Warren. There's a look at Hannah Mimas. Here's Brody. Brody one-on-one with Herber, who gets a piece to knock it out of play. So Bridget Kennedy to set up the 8th corner of the afternoon for Vermont.
Taking that kick is number 3. That's Bridget Kennedy, number 3.
Garofalo got a piece on the leap for Binghamton. Weiss tracking it down for the Catamounts to Doherty. Ross to the box again. The header by Bossert and the save by Williams. Well, there was a chance for Bossert. Look at that, Caitlin Williams, 8th save of the afternoon. Binghamton 2 goals on 2 shots on goal, and that coming against Erin Murphy, who came into the game with a save percentage of .815, second best in America East. Brody. Chipped away by McClelland, and play continues. This time, though, it is a chance by Doherty, scooped up by Williams. Ross gets some elevation for Vermont to head that one to the Binghamton half. On the far sideline, Mimas and Ross. Coming out with it is Kennedy. Trying to thread the needle to DeGroot, but Williams slides to make the stop. McClelland gets the header. Mimas settling for Binghamton. Hands off to Vagoda. Mimas coming in, looking in front. Reed wasn't quite there, so that pass a bit long for Reed, and Murphy plays it ahead. Here's DeGroot. Brody calling for it. Brody gets it. DeGroot racing. Gets there. In front, Vagoda, though, able to play it cleanly for Binghamton. O'Donnell and Reed. O'Donnell sends it ahead, but Herber with the header. Ross gets it. As Brody was throwing, we have substitutions coming in. Ayer comes back in for Vermont. She's in for Ross, and Alyssa Falvo comes in for Davia Rossi.
The Bearcats lineup is number 19. That's Allison Falvo, replacing number 10, Davia Rossi.
Wallace. Pass intercepted by Olivia McKnight. Here's Calling, steering it to Herber. One touch to the near sideline. Reed able to take it. Vagoda sends that one ahead. Cronin heads it down, still up for grabs, and Doherty takes it. Calling intercepts. Olivia McKnight hands off to Vagoda. O'Donnell thwarts that pass by Vagoda. And here's Cronin. Weiss couldn't do much with that one. Picking her pocket was Falvo. Falvo stumbling as Weiss has it. Back to Doherty. Vagoda racing, as is Brody. They both hit the turf.
Checking into the Bearcat lineup is number 23. That's Hannah Kinich. Replacing number 25, Samaya Reed.
Maddie Cronin. Herber gets the right foot to redirect that one up top. Here's Wallace. Wallace gets it through some traffic, but wide of the net. Under 10 to go. Hannah Kinich coming in for Samaya Reed for Binghamton. So Samaya Reed, her afternoon might be done, but not before scoring a goal off the bench in the first half. Calling, trying to step up. Garofalo will instead to thwart the rush by Weiss. Kinich for Binghamton. Couldn't handle that one. Brody able to get it back to O'Donnell. Plays it ahead. Wallace. Now Vagoda for Binghamton. Lets DeGroot slide by. Works it back to Herber. Kinich chips it. Mimas after it, but played ahead by Cronin. Now Kinich, a bit more room. O'Donnell gets it to Murphy. This is a Vermont team that has scored 10 goals in its last 3 games right now. You can see why, looking at the number of chances. 16 shots, 9 on goal for Vermont, but Caitlin Williams strong, and Binghamton converting on both of its shots on goal. Here's Mimas. Mimas, and good recovery by Cronin to bump Mimas off the ball. That was becoming just a bit too dangerous for Vermont.
Corner kick awarded to Binghamton.
So the second corner of the afternoon, Lexi Vagoda.
Number 7, defender Lexi Vagoda, number 7.
Calling got a piece with the head for Binghamton, but it goes wide. Paige Luke is in for Hannah Mimas. Approaching 7 minutes to go as Binghamton looking to hold on to maintain its top spot, or its spot, I should say, atop the America East, coming into today 1 point ahead of the Maine Black Bears. Right now, Maine, with about 5 minutes left to go in its contest against Bryant, on top 2-0. So the top two teams in America East both on top 2-0 with about 5 minutes or so left to go. So it looks as though, barring a strong Vermont effort here in the final 6.5 minutes, if these scores hold, Binghamton will maintain its 1 point edge atop the America East, and actually those top two teams will create a little bit of space between themselves and everyone else. Pagoda sends it through the rain. Still in the air. O'Donnell got a piece before it was cleared away by Wallace. Olivia McKnight to Luke. Kennedy able to knock it away. Look at Bridget Kennedy, freshman from Grafton, Massachusetts. Victoria McKnight is in for Molly McClelland. McKnight plays it out of bounds, and it will be Vermont possession with just over 5 minutes to go.
Back into the Vermont lineup is number 21. That's Aubrey Bowe.
Aubrey Bowe comes back into the lineup for Karen Wallace.
Number 24.
And this is as heavy a rain as we have seen here today. It's been intermittent showers, basically light rain, but now coming down at a pretty good clip. Herbert to midfield. Olivia McKnight. Actually, check that. That's Victoria McKnight. Able to play it ahead. Kinich one-on-one with O'Donnell. O'Donnell, the slide to take it away, and then just knocks it out of play. Had room to advance. Instead, it's going to be Victoria McKnight throwing in for Binghamton. 4 minutes to go. Well, Vermont will need a flurry here to end this contest to try to get at least a point out of this one. Bowe and Marsteller at midfield. Air takes it away for Vermont. Ahead to Brody. And out of play. Lexi Vagoda in no hurry to set up the throw. Now sends it in. O'Donnell to Air. Marsteller intercepts. Kennedy. Some room to midfield. Doherty puts on the chance, and another save for Williams. Why not? Add to that total for Caitlin Williams. 10th save of the afternoon for Caitlin Williams. 17 shots overall for Vermont. Just 6 shots, 2 on goal for Binghamton, but both shots on goal have gone in goal. Air met by Calling, who knocks it away. Under 2 minutes to go. Bossert and Garofalo. What a matchup that's been today, as Garofalo slides may have affected the shot by Bossert. Herber. Off the back of Victoria McKnight. Here's Knitsch. Brody racing to it to take it away for Vermont. Knitsch, though, returns the favor. Knitsch with Doherty on her. Plays it to the sideline as time continues to roll down. 1:03 left to go.
1 minute remains.
Air met by Victoria McKnight. Plays it by her. Weiss. Garofalo on the back line with 50 seconds left. Herber, nice job to step in front of Bossert to head it away. Here's Brody. Ahead, Bossert knocks it off the head of Garofalo. Weiss returns it to Kennedy at midfield. 20 seconds to go. Air. It's Vagoda. Play continues through the whistle, or I should say the clock continues to run through the whistle. And that will do it. So Binghamton